That's disgusting. But all bad bitches burp. Do we not? Okay. It is the end of summer 2024 semester, finally. The end is tomorrow. And as we wrap up this summer semester, I have never experienced so much grief and pain in 1 year. Like, I thought it was going to lessen, but it just got worse. But, I don't know. Like, but like I was saying, life is getting better. But I feel like I'm in a waiting period. Like, you know those periods in life where bad things are just happening, like all bad things around you are happening, and then life settles down. And then, like, it feels weird to settle, but it also doesn't feel bad. Like, you're in, I'm not going to say a void, it's just like in a waiting area. But the waiting area has snacks, it has good music, and the people are chill. So you're just kind of vibing until the next mission comes around, which is, for me, fall semester. I believe that fall semester is the best semester because it is the longest. We have more breaks, and the teachers take their time with teaching you. Like, it's a longer period versus the spring semester, which is hell on earth. I don't have to explain, but fall semester for me is always a time where I can settle down and lock in and figure out what I want to do. Because after the spring and summer semester and losing a lot of people and realizing a lot of things about myself, I want to take the rest of this year to figure out what I really want. Like, I'm no longer appeal to people anymore. Like, I'm a Scorpio, Aquarius, stellium, if that's what it's called. I'm just quiet and odd. And I've always been that. So I kind of want to profit off of that. I want to kind of explore that. So my goal for next fall semester is to, one, lock in. And not just lock in. Like, I've always gotten great grades. Life just be lifing. I've always gotten good grades. I've always been a creative person, but I want to get out more. Yep, that sounds like inside the house tonight. My goals for the fall semester are to lock in. And not necessarily just on school, but on everything. Lock in on work, lock in on homework, lock in on my creative career. Because I'm a senior in college now. And life is starting to feel like it's wrapping up. And I don't want to be that person that gets caught and it's just like, oh, I didn't plan. I didn't do anything. But that's all I've been doing in my college career. Like, I've always been planning. I've always been waiting to graduate. So this is like the moment I've been planning for my entire life. But I'm also not the type of person who has to have the whole package, if that makes sense. Like, I don't have to have this graduating thing, like, oh, you need a graduation party, oh, you need to take pictures, you need to take 3 photo shoots. Like, I'm not that type of person. I can just graduate and be okay with that. But I am taking the time to celebrate myself because I realize if I don't celebrate my achievements, that's going to make my failures look like a celebration. Really, I should be celebrating myself every day and every achievement I get. So the goal for this year is to also show some more gratitude. I feel like I haven't been showing gratitude because all I've known is pain, but I can show more gratitude because all I've known is pain. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna run with it. And these are like, how much are these? These are 500 milligrams. So I cut it into quarters and I'm gonna eat this. And we're gonna wait 30 minutes, and if it's not working, I'm gonna eat the next quarter. But I have noticed that if I don't show gratitude, I'm just gonna think everything is out to get me. But the weird part about where I was at a point, it felt like I was in a void, but I was still getting rewards. And I just felt like, hey, if I'm at a bad place right now, but I'm still getting blessings, that means life really ain't over. That means I still have a reason to be here. That means people are still looking out for me, have hope for me. So it just gave me a reason to, like, hey, you can cry for now, but once you're ready to get up, because there are people waiting for you. There are people waiting for you. There are people waiting for your art. There are people waiting for your movies. There are people waiting for your books. There are people waiting for your words, for your podcasts. And if you're too scared to start, don't I'm not gonna say don't wait too late. Don't let fear really hold you back. Like, let fear be the thing that motivates you to do something. Because I've always been that person who's too afraid to start stuff. But now that I've gotten past the phase of, oh, I'm scared to start it because I don't want to fail, all I've known is failure. So if I fail it, at least I tried. At least I tried at one point in time to be good at something I wasn't good at before. And if I'm not good at it, at least I know the basics. And I can inform others of it. And I think that's also a goal I want to do too. 3, I want to get out more. I love nature. I want to start doing photography and I want to take pictures of nature. I realize this. And hiking is something I would love to do, but I don't think I'm a hiker. I don't think I like to hike. It's not my thing. But I wouldn't mind going on the trail or walking around while we're on shrooms and we're looking at a tree and I hug it and you don't complain because you know this brings me peace. And that's the 4th thing. Love. And still saying it feels very weird. I'm a black woman. And when you're a black woman in Atlanta, a queer black woman in Atlanta, and you've had your in and outs of love, you just kind of want to give up. It's just like I have a degree to get. If I get my heart broken, I might graduate with my master's. If I try anything with anyone, I just want it to be casual. Just casual. Like, I don't want something intense, fleeting. I just want something fleeting. Like, we saw each other, we loved each other. It was a moment. But I know we're not meant to be here forever. We weren't meant to be in love forever. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm learning how to love lightly. I've always been an intense person. I really like to love lightly. It's never, I guess I could say that. It's never been good for me to love intensely. I feel like me healing personally is loving lightly. And that's what I want. In a little shit or something next semester, yeah. Trying to think of my next 5 is to just enjoy life. Like, still go out, still party, but not do it too much like I did last semester. Like, I was going out and didn't have none of my work done. And I was waking up early in the morning Sunday to get it done. It was just like, I could have did this before I went out. And I would feel better if I did my work before I went out. That is also something. No, not any other goals. But those are the basis. But I'm giving myself until August till December to get it together. And it's not necessarily get it together. I realize this is retrograde season. Like, Mercury is about to be in retrograde August 4th and it's going to end August 24th. Chiron is in retrograde and Neptune is in retrograde. Neptune retrograde started in July, so I feel like that's why I'm taking a turn to focus on me personally. And Pluto is also in retrograde in Aquarius. I am Saturn ruled, so I'm going through it. But with Neptune retrograde, it's making me realize I want to look further into my abilities, my beliefs. But I also don't want that to be the only thing that I do. Like, I want to go out. I want to have conversations with people. And I want to feel at ease in public. Like, I've realized that now I'm not really a people's person. Like, I really have never been a people's person, but I want to be. But it feels weird wanting to be something you're not. Like, it's not that I don't like people. It's just I get uncomfortable around a lot of people. I could be in a room full of people and we could be talking about the same thing, and it's just this one thing that makes me uncomfortable. It could be someone grazing my arm that turns me the wrong way. Someone looks at me, and I just worry too much in public situations, which is social anxiety. But I am not taking Lexapro. I refuse to get medicated. I'd rather just isolate myself. But every time I do a tarot reading, it seems as if hermit mode is not for me anymore. I shouldn't be a hermit. And I like being a hermit. I like my space. I like being in my room alone. And the thing is, I don't be in my room alone depressed. I be in this bitch high as fuck. I be in my room high as fuck. I be on edibles. I be watching Midnight Gospel. I be watching Intergalactic, or She's Gotta Have It for the 100th time. But I be chilling in my room. But now that I mentioned She's Gotta Have It, I'm trying to embody her. I'm trying to embody Nola Darling. Because I love She's Gotta Have It, and I love Spike Lee's new version of Nola Darling. Like, she's queer, she's abject, she doesn't really know what she's doing, but she's doing it anyway. And she also has lovers, but she's not afraid to lose those lovers. She's not afraid to experience life, but she's also afraid to create. Like, I see so much of myself in Nola Darling, and I didn't realize this, because Nola Darling's story, just from the first season to the second season, you see growth, but it's the type of growth that is less. It's deeper. It's deeper than just, oh, I feel better. It's no, I am better. Like, I am getting better, and I'm trying that. And I think Nola had more growing she could have did in season 3 if it got renewed, but curse you, Netflix. That show was spectacular. That show was good. I feel like it was more she could have did to grow. But as someone who is growing and seeing Nola Darling and the life she created for herself, even though she was broke, a broke artist living in Brooklyn, she made a way. Like, she had friends, she had a family, she had a career, she had lovers, she had a life. And that's what I want for myself. I want a life. I don't want to be in my room all the time and just looking at my phone and watching videos. And I know I like my space, but I wouldn't mind going out to a jazz bar and getting a drink. And we're discussing philosophy, or we're discussing religion, or we're discussing ways to heal. Like, I want to be around people that have aspirations, have goals, and that's what I want. And I feel like Atlanta is the perfect place for that. But I feel like Atlanta, not everyone is fronting, but everyone has this image. Like, they don't want to ruin their image, because their image is on social media, it's in all these other places. But at the same time, everyone's working. Like, everyone has ambition, and that's what I love about downtown Atlanta, or just Atlanta in general. Everyone here has ambition because the rent's so high. Rent high, groceries high, everything is high in Atlanta, but everybody got ambition. Everybody is working. Like, they're working. And if you think I'm gonna be in Atlanta and not be one of those people, you got another thing coming. Like, I come from a family of workers. I was put on this earth to be great, and I know that for sure. Whatever I decide to do, I'm going to be great at it. And I'm not talking just basic. I'm going to be the greatest. I'm going to be the first. And I have to be. And there's no other way around that. And maybe I'm not doing everything the greatest would do at this time, but I feel like the greats only become great when they take their time. Like Toni Morrison, or Maya Angelou, or even freaking Zora Neale Hurston, like Erykah Badu. Like, these people took time, and they took their craft, and they formed it in a way that it speaks to other people, and they took their time. Even Ava, the director, Ava DuVernay, or Viola Davis, like, these people didn't get famous until they were like in their 40s or 50s. Fame isn't determined by age, and I feel like as I get older, I'll realize that. But I don't want fame. I want to be acknowledged for my work, for my words, and my brain, and my spirit, and my resilientness. Like, I'm resilient. I'm a Scorpio. I can transform. I can heal, create, and transform. Like, that's me. I'm a Scorpio. But all these people I just named, they made a way for themselves. Like, these women had goals, they had aspirations, and they brought them to life. And I'm taking advice from black women, because black women have this way of hurting, healing, creating, and transforming into a whole new person. Like, you break a black woman's heart, she's gonna go get 2 master's degrees to show you why you ain't shit. And I just feel like that's real as fuck. But I think black women have a way of transforming and creating things, even though it's probably high functioning depression. We have a way of working around our trauma. And I've taken inspiration from the people around us, especially Erykah Badu. Like, I love the way she approaches healing with music, especially in Green Eyes. Like, the song is 10 minutes long, but it has like 5 different emotions in it, and it's just a roller coaster of emotions. But by the end of the song, you feel like you've been heard, and you probably haven't even said a word. You're just listening to what she's saying. And I think when people create art from a place of hurt to heal, it makes it even more special. And I think Amy Winehouse is one person I look up to highly, because her way, she was hurting her entire career. Like, she had good moments, but she was hurting. But she did so much in that little amount of time she had. Like, this woman made an entire album about how she had to overcome a breakup and then ended up passing away due to the same thing she swore she would get over. And not calling it a heroic act is just sad, but at least she put her hurt where it mattered and other people can speak to it. And that's why I really love Amy, and I wish she was still with us today. But Amy Winehouse music has healed me in so many ways, especially with Tears Dry on Their Own, Wake Up Alone. Like, that whole album is just amazing. And I think heartbreak is the one thing that can actually heal people or get some type of self-awareness. But I don't think that's where I got my self-awareness. It's mostly where I understood the patterns and habits that I have that were not healthy. And so I wanted to change that. But now, I don't know. I think this edible is kicking in. We're going to explore our creativity this Neptune retrograde. I am being my full authentic creative self. I want to do photography. I want to try oil pastels. I want to write scripts. I want to explore new artists. I want to go to poetry nights. I want to hear what other people's thoughts and opinions about certain emotions are. I want to have intellectual conversations about emotions and about healing and about feelings. You have experienced so much pain in a world that is getting worse. You have to have an outlet, and I think this is what I want my creativity to be, an outlet for the pain that I'm feeling about the world, about personal matters, relationship matters, anything really. And to be honest, I think I'm struggling with that. Like, I've talked about all these people that inspire me, but I haven't created anything. And I remember seeing a quote that says, creative people need time to sit and be bored and do nothing. Creative people need to do nothing. But now it's like, I want to pick up something. Like, I want to express my emotions. I don't know how. I've always liked to dance, and I feel like dancing is a way that I could do that, but I'm not professionally trained. Like, I feel like I could have been if I just really tried hard and I had the money to. Because I've always been good at sports, dancing, but dancing was always something I was really good at. But trying to create without forcing your creativity is hard. So that's why I haven't picked up anything. Like, I really want to write, but I also don't want to write because my hand's going to cramp up. But I also want to use oil pastels and paint. But I also don't have the materials right now. And I think it's also a matter of waiting. Like I said, I'm in this waiting period. And once I'm out of this waiting period, I want to refocus my energy on writing. And I start school in August. It's only July. It's July 30th. I start school in August, and I want to redirect my energy to the things that matter the most to me, which is reading, writing, researching. School mostly, because the classes I take are so interesting. But it's like, at the time I was taking classes, I didn't have the capacity to just only focus on school. I had to focus on a lot of other things before I had to focus on school. So yeah, but here we are now at the end of summer semester, and now realizing I want to create art. I'm not sure which medium I'm going to focus on. I think photography is really speaking to me. Like, I've taken really good pictures. And then I want to start oil pastels. I want to go to the art museum more to get inspiration. I want to go to the movies and get some more art circles. So that's what we're going to focus on too for extracurricular activities. Far as healing, I'm focusing on fun being healing. I've been in therapy. I've been doing the work. I've been in therapy most of my life. And Once you realize that therapy is helping you organize your thoughts, it's really not helping you. It's healing you because you're reorganizing your thoughts and you're thinking about them a different way. And since I've been in therapy for a while, I feel like my brain is rewired in a way that I have not been my own enemy. It's taking every day to figure that out. Some days are better than others, but when I sit with myself, and most of the time I used to sit with myself in my room and I used to just ramble. Like my thoughts would just ramble and I would never talk about them. I would just sit there in discomfort and just ignore them. But now that I sit with myself, I can organize my thoughts. I can journal it out. And then I can distract myself with a movie or with a show or a YouTube video or cooking. Like, it really is a simple switch in the brain that really fixes you. Like, once you realize that, hey, the things that are happening to me are happening for me, they're not happening to me. I can't stop certain things from happening. And all that other good stuff. You realize stressing, it don't help. Stressing don't help. The more you stress about stuff, you're going to keep stressing about it. And if you stress about this one thing, you're stressed about the next one thing, and the other, and then the next, and the next, and the next thing you know, your nervous system is override. It's fried. Your nervous system is fried. You have anxiety. You're depleted. You have no energy. You don't have a good diet. Like, once you start stressing, that's when, like, you realize all the other stresses in your life. So I've been taking things one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, 1 second at a time. Like, you have to take shit lightly. Because life is very, very precious. And when you start seeing the people around you drop like flies, and shit starts to change, and it feels like it's changed for the worst, you have to look around you and figure out what you want in life. And I think that's what happened with me. Like, it woke me out of a dark, dark place. And once I got out of that dark place and realized that being happy is the best way to be when you feel like you can't do anything else. You can't choose any other emotion. Like, you don't want to be irritated no more. You don't want to be mad no more. You just want to be happy. That's all it really takes. Like, once you realize I just kind of want to be happy, you just start doing things that make you happy. Am I still trying to figure out exactly what that is all the time? Yes, because it changes every day. I'm rambling for 25 minutes. But the point of this video is to not take life for granted. You are young. Life is fleeting. Life is fleeting. Live every day like it's your last. Like, literally live every day to make yourself a little bit happier. Some days gonna be hard. Some days gonna be terrible. Some days gonna be absolutely incredible. But once you realize how to balance the good and the bad, work and play, extracurriculars, and all that good shit, you'll be okay. It's just all a matter of having a routine and being very grateful. And two is also having like a good spirituality behind you. If you know you're blessed and God keep giving you blessings at your lowest point, you ain't got nothing to be worried about. You ain't got nothing to be stressed about if you're still getting blessings where you feel like you at your worst. Nothing. And that's all I got to say for real. That's literally all I have to say. Because I'm out of breath and this edible just hit. Oh God, that's why I've been talking for so long. Like, it's not hitting. Like, it feels real mellow. And I'm out of breath and that's how I know it's hitting.